Well, today I'm at the Longhorn Cavern State Park. It's a rainy, dreary, not so cold, but rainy day. I'm gonna do the, gonna go down into the cavern and then look at some of the other features around here, like the water tower, observation area. Ought to be an interesting day.
With them, they would all right up there, sit on that little chair, and then pose for photographs. Completely destroying it by crawling all over it in the 1800s. But you know, they didn't have any clue as to what they were doing. They had no clue that they were damaging this thing beyond repair. And so they're really forgiven for what they did, because they had no science knowledge whatsoever. But after taking their photos, they would come over here and scratch or carve their names into the flowstone here. You can see a couple of different carvings. Right here you'll see some pencil markings. August 5th, 1884 is the earliest date I've seen on this one that's visible. So right there. And then they ripped all these stalactites off and took them as souvenirs because they thought they would grow right back. But they were so terribly wrong. But in order to keep this one safe, you guys know what every good queen needs? What does she need other than a king? watchdog over here. Oh, Roxy the watchdog. Roxy is the Queen's watchdog. She's been a watchdog since 1936. Now my question for you guys, is Roxy naturally made by the river, or was she made by a man? Who thinks that she was made by a man? Raise your hand. Who thinks she was carved by the river? Raise your hand. You're right. You were right. So this is a river carved formation. This is dolomite. And dolomite is just like limestone, except it has 50% more magnesium in it, so it's much harder. And with that being said, when water flows over that type rock, it makes a smooth appearance to it. Now, Roxy was found by the CCC in 1936 in the back in the Hall of Marble, where we have lots of dolomite. And they decided she looked just like a dog. They knew the Queen's Throne needed a watchdog, so they brought her up here by hand, gave her some concrete shoes, and concreted her to that rock, and she's been a great watchdog ever since 1936. Now, you guys know what kind of dog she is? Y'all guess what kind of dog she is?
A doodle.
Not a doodle. Not a greyhound. Looks are deceiving. She's a Rottweiler.
Alright, that's what we are now at the Native American Council. We know that Native American no one change in this area. There are other tribes that do this as well. The basic people are self-assured. They're more weak than there. They're many things that we want to do. Just like Flint and the Indians make every school from the background, everything is from that. The service is only expert for sticks and dips, love the wall. The rest of the town is just left on top. It's kind of mixed out several inches to make it a little away from the wall. You'll see what it looks like happening in the afternoon turns a little bit. But we'll move past this room, which is the sunlight. Sunlight in the room, so we're ready to step into the garden. They're not so when they were ready to step into the garden,
So in 1950, they left and never came back. But we still have the telltale sign of them right here above us. That's the oil that was left by their feet as they hung upside down, because they're mammals and they have oil on their skin too. And so as they hung upside down there, what felt personality today is surviving characters. They put these here because they're licensed to be a nuclear fallout shelter, 1922 people. They had enough of those barrels right there to feed those people for about 2 years. In the 1980s, they started rusting and all that stuff started oozing out of the bottom, so they just removed all the stuff out of them, and left what wasn't supposed to toss out. But it tells you on that little barrel right there, survival supplies, furnished by the OCD, that's the Office of Civil Defense, in case you didn't know. And it tells you on that barrel how to fill it, how to use it as a water dispenser, and at the end, how to use it as a fuel. The OCD, they got it on board for sure. All right. The room itself kind of looks like the surface of the room as well. You count there in those 2 reasons why that they call it the room. All right, so you'll see some dynamite over here in this box in a plunger. That dynamite just represents that 33rd Street that we just walked down. It was 33 yards long and was blasted with dynamite, 33 yards west. They would take dynamite just like that, place a blasting cap and a fuse on top, run it way around to one of those plungers. They would blow it up. Sometimes they would come back $1,000 fine, so they would chip the rocks. I hit it with my head, That's and so when we come out, we'll be coming out into the Hall of Marble. This is where Roxy the watchdog was found. So Right below the eagle's wing, we have what's known as the devil's footstool. I do not know why they call it the devil's footstool. They're trying to find it out for 7 years and haven't figured it out yet. But I think it looks like a baby buffalo. You'll see his little horns right there, his little black, his little face. And then there's his little body, but what's got me really confused is this seal that he's standing on top of. Can't figure it out for sure. Somebody said maybe it's trying to come steal the deal. I don't know. Who knows? You never know. But I think they call this the devil's footstool. I do have a theory. Because if you guys look right back there on that back wall, let's see. Y'all come around this corner. Look. Alright. Anybody see a skull?
Yeah.
We call it the melting skull because it does have two eyes. The nose cavity, no chin, melted right there at the floor. Then over here we have what looks like a pterodactyl. How about the Lion King? Y'all remember Mufasa? So here's the Lion King's eye. His nose, his mouth is open, he's roaring, and you can see his mane. Be careful, those are very slippery down there. You gotta be careful. If you don't want to go down there, we're just turning around and coming right back out, which will be 100. Right, so welcome to the Hall of Diamonds, everybody. When the CCC discovered this room, they thought they had hit and found the mother lode of diamonds in Texas. Very sad for them to find out the next time they came to work, all they found was another pocket of calcite crystals. They're worthless because there are 3. They have to be a 5.2 on your Mohs scale of hardness or higher to be worth money. But if you do like them and you want one, you can purchase one for $3.49 in the gift shop for sure. We did once know this room was the Hall of Gems, so now you have rubies, emeralds, and sapphires behind us. And if you aren't very good friends with those super duper man, you can have some kryptonite as well. And these things are on those square rondolith shapes, so they will reflect that light. I'm going to turn all the lights off here for a sec. And if you look at the back side of the wall behind you, you'll see how it reflects that light. Get a bunch of us in here with different colored laser pointers. Looks like a raven cave going on in here. Yeah, pretty neat, right? All right, so if you look right above us here, when I turn the lights back on, you're going to see this fissure in the ceiling. Used to be open to the outside world. You can see sunshine from this room. During the Llano uplift, it took that dolomite rock, which you see there, which has a vein of chert running right through the center of it, and it sealed this room right back over by pushing all that rock back up here. And so at that time, it closed it back over. There was some water trapped here. And the water basically went stagnant. The water rose to the top, minerals sank to the bottom, they started filtering all these crystals, attached themselves to the walls, and now you guys can see what's here today. Now they're very tiny at the top because they didn't stay submerged in water near as long as the ones in the middle or the bottom. So the longer they sit, the bigger they get. They are supposed to have healing properties. They're supposed to ward away negative energy, kind of like a salt lamp. They have healing properties. These are supposed to ward away negative energy. Who needs a whole truck here?
760 showed up that day to help us celebrate. They held a non-denominational service that day, and all 750 joined that group. Teachers right here, that in that picture, that was just right over a pile of debris in that Opening Day ceremony. And after that, 1936, when they closed it over, they removed the bleachers and removed the debris, the pile of debris behind it. Started finding fossilized bones. They sent the bones to the University of Oklahoma's Paleontology Department, and they identified those as mammoth, grizzly bear, buffalo, and deer. Not a little small animals. They're super convinced that we can undertake this little sinkhole right here is a trap cave. So they drop it in like that. So they use
Well, my friends, this has been the walking tour of Longhorn Caverns. Remember what we always say, push your limits, embrace nature, stay outdoorsy. Thanks for coming along.